Hey everyone, it's Simon Spiraled. Welcome back to some MSEM. Sorry about the delay on all these MSEM videos. I'm not gonna lie, setting up the new Yu-Gi-Oh channel has taken up most of my recording time, but we're not done with MSEM, so let's get ready for some more Grand Prix events. There's a lot of cool stuff going on the MSEM server right now, so definitely if you get a chance, come check us out. We have a Cube in the works, and Cube League will be firing up as a new competitive event as of January 1st. But for now, we're in Grand Prix Jacksonville, and it's time to see what these two players have brought to the table. Real quick, because this is the Grand Prix, I do have access to the deck list right here. It looks like a gynoidpoet is on. Ooh, is this a Sinful Tempter? It looks like a Jund version, and then we seem to also have horrors. So nice. There's going to be a lot of cards from Till Midnight. I think we're going to see. So that makes me excited as a designer. It looks like gynoidpoet is going to be on the play here, opening hands with some of our usual lands: Timber Range, Rampant Summit. We've also got cards like Timid Thunderhorn, which is quite a good creature. Whenever a creature you control enters, it gets +X/+X, where X is that creature's power. So when you can drop in some really big, powerful evoke creatures like Goremound, or even better, Amorphous Tyrant, Timid Thunderhorn can deal insane amounts of damage, and Sinful Tempter as well is super gross. And we even got the turn 1 Accelerator here in Canaan War Driver, so this looks like a really solid hand here. Ducky, unfortunately, going all the way to keep 5. We've got Barren Desolation and Gloom Cover Step, so we'll be able to get green mana off the Barren Desolation. Monument to the Fallen Man anyway means that you can play out your Molting and your Abominable even without the green, but still something to keep in mind. So yeah, this is Horrors. Xenoflora grows whenever a horror enters. Molting Abomination, whenever it hits, makes some horrors, and Monument just puts things in for pretty much free. So yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be commentating on some MSCM matches. As I said, it's been a short while. We're up to our third week of episodes on the Yu-Gi-Oh channel, and we've just finished recording the not recording, but opening the cards for the fourth set. So we're doing this on a weekly every Sunday. So if you enjoy that kind of stuff, you like Yu-Gi-Oh, you like progression series, you can check it over on the other channel. But for now, we're going to focus on MSEM. So here's Canaan War Driver. It's a 2/1 that can deal a damage to a creature you control, and it gives them haste, which is really relevant when things like Sinful Tempter can hang around as a 5/4 and then swing in as a 5/3. So honestly, gynoidpoet's hand looks really good here. I think Ducky's really going to be on the back foot for keeping gynoidpoet off of these really powerful first plays. Now the question is, do you run out an early Sinful Tempter, or okay? I like this Timid Thunderhorn play here. I like that getting it online means that it's going to become that much bigger next turn, because the Evoke 1 and on Amorphous Tyrant's going to give +6/+5, and then +5/+4. Honestly, Timid Thunderhorn looking kind of scary here. Looks like it also triggers on itself, and I hadn't realized that. So, swinging in for 4 here. No longer a 4/4, so it is a 2/2. Interesting. Thunderhorn value just going up. Oh, Pithwild here is actually really good. Being able to answer Timid Thunderhorn is actually going to be pretty big. War Driver as well, but the fact that the Thunderhorn is now out on the field and doesn't need haste means that it will just kill you if you don't get rid of it, but stuff to keep in mind. We went for black. We need to have either access to white or to green, so we'll have that off the Gloom Cover Step, and it will enter untapped because we went and found this basic swamp here. I mean, I imagine the play here is, I don't know. Uh-oh. Like, if you know, like, you Pithwilt, but, all right. We have the advantage of being able to see that gynoidpoet's hand is going to deal absurd amounts of damage next turn. Monument means that you can flash in a blocker, and like, thank gosh this thing doesn't gain trample, but you're still going to have to deal with Sinful Tempter. The opponent's going to have to lose 3 life unless they discard a card or sack a non-land permanent and do it again and attack for 5, and Timid Thunderhorn is going to be huge. Yeah, it's going to be kind of rough here. Full Art Wayfarer Shrine here, very pretty version from the from the Vault Shrines. A lot of people have added their own versions of this card to the format, so it's really nice to get a chance to check it out. Super pretty card, honestly. Just going to make sure that we're all ready here. Black, red. I'm going to assume this is the Sinful Tempter Fleeting here. You know what? Well, yeah, you could still run out Amorphous Tyrant, right? Another target creature you control deals damage equal to the target you don't control. Okay, yeah. It's an early concede, but it was going to deal just so much. So I really don't I'm not too surprised here. So let's get a really quick check here on the deck lists. Just close that up here. So Gynoid in the sideboard, we've got cards like Ultin Surveyor. Shuffle some stuff away. Forked Pillar is actually probably pretty good here. A lot of the horrors start out as 2 toughness, so something to keep in mind. Karmic Exorcism, hand attack, and creates creature tokens is not bad. Shikai's Readout, probably not what you need. Honestly, your main deck is already just so stacked with your creatures just doing a lot. So I've got a feeling that you're already kind of pre-main boarded. Over on Ducky's side, though, Aberrant Apostle, not really going to be it. It's nice to see Gormound. I mean, yeah, -3/-3 can deal some stuff. Duress doesn't hit any of the creatures, unfortunately. Do we have early hand attack? No, I guess, yeah. Might have been sad to see these Duress not going to be able to do much. Stand Unassailable can buy you a little bit of time, and then a readout of your own. So, kind of tricky here. Like, both decks are more of, like, playing cards out from your hand sort of thing. So, hitting the graveyard isn't as relevant. Artifact Enchantment. I guess Ultin Surveyor from Gynoid does have a target in Monument of the Fallen Man, so maybe there's some reason to get both of these out. Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, it looks like our players have drawn their opening hand, so we're just going to switch on back. Hopefully we don't, start with a hand of 5 cards. So gynoidpoet keeping again. We're seeing a similar, well, no, not actually, never mind. Not similar. It's kind of like the other half of the combo, so to speak. We've got the Bog Rebirth and the Blasphemous Conversion able to get back one of these evoked cards like Amorphous Tyrant, and being able to give it haste with Reckless and Mutationist is going to be quite fun. Forked Pillar, we said was probably going to come in. Over on Ducky's side, looks like we went down to 6. That's kind of rough on the mana here. Honestly, a Mirror Gate, you've got a Swamp, you've got a tapped Ash Feaster's Ghoul if you want to play it as the domain side, tapped MDFC land that taps for black. Debaser of Truth is nice, but only when you have like the density of horrors, and like Pithwilt Monument only goes so much. That's always been my little issue with Monument. I love the card. I think it's super good. I think one of its issues, though, is if you're not drawing the 2-drops, it can feel pretty bad sometimes. Obviously, that's a very corner, kind of like a niche situation. The card itself is fantastic. Being able to go around counter spells is really big. It pays for itself if you have a 2-drop on the turn that you play it. So, tap Mirror Gate. So, picking Shardstone Rift, it's going to be able to tap for white. And I'm assuming we're going to go with black here, perhaps, or red. Probably red. You don't want your opponent getting access to black, I think. And you need the red more. So yeah, Mirror Gate has a lot of text, but the way it works is when it enters, you pick a non-basic land card name other than Mirror Gate, then each player chooses a color starting with you. So in this case, Ducky has picked white. Okay, we went with black. Cool. All right. Hey, that gives black to your opponent. I mean, yeah, it's fair enough. It is your only black source. Sorry, I forgot that, Timber Range is more of the red-green. And you do want it for Bog Rebirth and Blasphemous Conversion. So yeah, now you got a white-black, and it's now lands with the chosen name, or lands with tap, add 1 mana of any of the chosen colors, but loses everything else, and tap, add 1 mana of any of the chosen colors. So it's a tap 2-color land for you, but your opponent gets to pick one of them. Quite interesting. It used to do something different. It used to make them copies of Mirror Gate and enters. It was a very convoluted thing. But I think the design seed is really cool. I'm glad Pipsqueak was open to reworking it a few times. I think we're all the better for having a card like this in the format. It really keeps some more dangerous non-basics fair and balanced. So Anyway, cracking the Timber Range here for the Rampant Summit. I'm going to assume that's going to be a Reckless Mutationist here on turn 1. Yeah. I figured it wasn't going to be Amorphous Tyrant and no targets here. So Mutationist is the other one that gives you haste for a 1-drop. So it's a 1/1 that can give a creature haste. But if you have humans, including itself, and you have 2 mana to spare, you can upgrade that human most of the time into a 3/2 horror, and it gives it haste as well. So in this case, you could pay 1 red, and 1/1 goes to a 3/2. I really like this design. It was one of my favorites for Till Midnight. It just does a lot, and I'm happy that it found a home here in MSEM. So on Ducky's side, now we've got the 2 mana. It's nice to have Pithwilt open. You're early enough that you could run Monument, but I see the reason for saying, hey, okay, I need Pithwilt. Problem is Pithwilt's not going to be able to hit Amorphous Tyrant if we're doing Amorphous Tyrant, Bog Rebirth, or Blasphemous Conversion, but we can always hit the Reckless Mutationist. So yeah, Shardstone Rift has been mirror gated, so it taps for white or for black. Okay, so it looks like we're going with the Amorphous Tyrant plan. My gosh, I apologize for that sound. It's time for me to open a Pokemon booster pack on Pokemon Pocket. I don't know if any of you are playing it, but I'm not playing the battles much, but I do enjoy just opening a booster pack 2 times a day. It's just kind of a fun little thing to do. And my wife and I do that from time to time. So, okay, so it looks like we went with Bog Rebirth. So it germinates. Either we put a counter on it or create a 1/1 green Saproling. If you're going to use Pithwilt, it's like now would be the time before it flickers itself back in. Yep, there we go. That way, at least it won't, break your face this turn. Yep. So Tyrant does the evoke, no targets, so it just kind of goes to the bin. But Bog Rebirth says, hey, welcome back, and puts a +1/+1 counter, or you get a 1/1 Saproling. I wonder if you just go with the, yeah, I kind of like having this 1/1 Saproling around, not gonna lie. Like, it can chump, it can do some work, and having another body is, not horrible. Alright, don't tell our players, but I'm opening my pack. Cool, Sabrina, Clobopus, Petalil, Psyduck, Swanna. Cool, alright, nothing I needed, but hey, nice cards to have. More cards for the collection. Alright. Well, so this is going a little different. Subdue False Idols has been slightly nerfed. It's now cost 1 less for each horror you control rather than 2. So it doesn't just immediately cost 1 off of like a Pollet Pools and stuff. But the Coalesce has been dropped, I believe, by 1 point. So there's been a little bit of a balancing just to make sure that it's still a fine piece of removal, but not, absolutely absurd and backbreaking. So. All right. So we got it out. Subdue means that... Oh, no. Okay, people have to stop doing that. Subdue exiles non-horrors. This is a horror. Uh-oh. That's going to be a rewind here, because you can't do that. It's funny how Subdue was like this huge, super catch-all... Okay, well. Ducky says, no, you know what? GG. I can't get rid of the big horror again. So it was a short game, but... Pardon me, oh my gosh, losing my voice as well. Short game, but that's how it is sometimes. So hopefully you stick along, figure out if you like these horrors. Are they doing a little too much? Let us know, and hopefully you can follow their journey as they go up in the Grand Prix. So, round 2 is just around the corner. So thanks again for tuning in. Take care, and have a good one.